There are more than 1 million islands on our planet, depending on how you count them. So it's no wonder that some of them share a name, or a variation on a name. But few are as intriguing as the Dead Man's Islands of the world. And it was name alone this time that prompted me to zoom in and attempt to learn more. In the United States, there's a small navette-shaped island on the Kentucky side of the Ohio River, near Evansville, Indiana. Dead Man's Island. It was formed after a dam was extended in the late 1800s and changed the shape of the river. The island received its name from one or more of a handful of stories, involving either a land dispute ending in death or a graveyard which washed away to form the island. These rivers seem to have no shortage of death. Push up the Ohio and then the Mississippi River, and you'll find Pelican Island, where in July of 2020, the body of a dead man was found. Keep going upstream, and you hit another Dead Man's Island, in Illinois, a small torpedo-shaped strip of land, near McCoy Island. Nothing much to find about this one. And over on the west coast of the U.S., the specter of an island that no longer remains, a Dead Man's Island. This island was named after a collection of graves dug there before it was demolished by the U.S. government. The island continued to be the final resting place for dead men until the early 1900s. Over time, the ever-changing LA harbor and a jetty connected to the island had altered tidal forces, and Dead Man's Island began to erode, exposing the graves, which would have to be relocated onto the mainland. For years, dredgers would chip away at the rock, until in 1928, the island was no more. There are no vestiges of the old island, in what is now the busiest port in the U.S. Up the western coast, you pass a handful of other Dead Man Islands on the way to Vancouver. The first of which is a tiny island outside of Tacoma, in Carr Inlet. Then almost directly north, 50 miles or so, is Little Dead Man and Dead Man Island, equally small and unassuming. And to the west, tucked in the San Juan archipelago of Washington state, is another Dead Man Island, this one not much more than exposed rock surface. And north yet again to the Vancouver harbor, a Dead Man's Island that has earned its name, and one bearing yet another collection of graves. This place was used for tree burials by the Squamish people, then later became a quarantine and burial site for smallpox victims. The island is now being used as a naval station, but the Musqueam First Nations people have stated their claim on the land. One Dead Man's Island leads to the next. I keep finding more. And it makes me think about what we call islands, or just places in general, how that affects the way they are perceived. At the very least, it got me to zoom in for a bit.